Om Sadashivasamārambhāṃ Shankarācārya-madhyamāṃ Asmadācārya-paryantāṃ Vande Guru-parampārāṃ. Hari Om. Salutations to all. Glad to be here. We have been doing some Devi group Satsangs. I meet once in few years all of you. Some of you I'm seeing now for the first time. Maybe some of you have joined new. So, this topic is actually an eternal topic. On the same topic, I've addressed Devi groups many times. But maybe different batches have heard and graduated into different texts. So, Bhakti and Vedanta. So, when we say Bhakti, what comes to your mind? Devotion, puja, path, satsang, okay, bhajan, kirtan. So these are actions expressing bhakti. When we say Vedanta, what comes to your mind? Self-improvement. How will that happen? Self-improvement can happen if you read a self-help book also. There are so many self-improvement book series, no? How to talk to anyone. How to, what is that popular book? How to win friends and influence people. Self-improvement can happen through any of that. So when we say Vedanta, what is it in your mind? Knowledge. Gita. Are you see? Difficulty. So when we say when we say Bhakti, tangible things you said. When we say Vedanta, nothing tangible has come. Maybe some scripture, some study. So one actually thinks like that. Bhakti means puja, part, rite, ritual, temple, ringing the bell. There is some God, you are worshipping that God, and then there are many things associated with God. And Vedanta means I am intellectual, I am spiritual, I am not religious. Puja, part, variety, I am not. I believe in meditation. I believe in intellectual discussion. It is a way of life. It's an attitude of life. It does not have to be any ritual. So one has that kind of a thinking. And in Vedanta, what do we learn? Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman. If I am Brahman, why should I worship God? Which God should I worship? And can that knowledge of Vedanta, if I have the knowledge of Vedanta, do I even need to worship any God? I think Bhakti is for the people who are emotional type. Vedanta is for those who are intellectual type. And somewhere that stigma has got associated with emotional. So one wants to feel that, no, I am not emotional type. I am intellectual type, because one has somehow associated that emotions are lesser. If you are emotional, you are a weaker person. And if you are intellectual, you are a strong person. And people, some of them, they wear spectacles just to look intellectual. I am not joking. I don't know what this spectacle has. I have power, okay? But I don't know what this thing spectacle has to do with intellectual, no idea. But some people wear that just because I look intellectual. So all this stigma is associated, intellectual and emotional, and then intellectual is lesser, emotional is lesser, intellectual is greater. And so if somebody cries in bhakti, then one feels, sorry, to ro raha hai. But in Vedanta, no, there is no crying. If you study Vedanta, you will not cry. Why? Because your nature is Ananda Swarup. Then you should laugh all the time. So, apparently what happens? Bhakti and Vedanta are two different paths. Sometimes we also say that, Gita, we have 3 yogas. So first 6 chapters talk about Karma Yoga. Next 6 chapters talk about Bhakti Yoga. And the last 6 chapters talk about Jnana Yoga. So there are 3 parts to realization. So when we hear all this, what we feel is, yes, they are different paths, and also it is that it may be opposite also. Because in one there is duality. You are separate, God is separate, and you are worshipping God. But Vedanta says it is non-duality. There is no duality. You are that supreme infinite consciousness. So now, can they even go together? So, before we go into that question, can they go together? The question is, do they need to go together?
Yes.
Yes? Why? Can I not realize the truth purely through one path? Through bhakti, I will come to know the truth without any Vedant. And through Vedant also, I can know the truth without involving any bhakti. Not possible. So, how many say there is a need for bhakti and Vedant to be together? ठीक से confidently हाथ उठाओ. How many say that there is no need? 1%.
Doesn't it come automatically? One path leads to the other. Yeah.
Does it? So, whether it comes automatically or by effort, that will be the next question. But वो चाहिए कि नहीं चाहिए? Can we say that one path purely by itself can lead me to that? No. तो आपको सबको पता ही है फिर नीड क्या है. So the answer to this question is what? So why do you say that they have to go together? Or they are in each other? Bhakti is there in Vedanta, Vedanta is there in Bhakti. Why? Swamiji, we took the safe option. हमको रीजन पता नहीं. दोनों एक साथ जा सकते हैं, बस हो गया. Why do we need Bhakti in Vedanta? If the path is non-duality and Bhakti is duality, why Bhakti and Vedanta go together? Not required. No?
Because if we are doing bhakti, then we should have that knowledge that bhakti, there is some supreme power. That knowledge at least we should have. Otherwise, what bhakti we are doing?
So that knowledge I can have if there is some supreme power. Vedanta is not saying there is some supreme power, no. Vedanta is saying something more, something else also. So yes, knowledge by itself I may require because then which God, who, what to worship, that knowledge I may need, correct. Right now we are talking about Vedanta. In Vedanta do we need Bhakti and in Bhakti do we need Vedanta?
In Vedanta, we need bhakti because Vedanta is such an abstract topic. And from directly, it is not possible for us to attach and understand that. Theoretically, we may understand, but to experience it, we need the bhakti, the faith you require to leap over and reach.
So then, it is subtle and then we require faith to experience it. Otherwise, it's difficult. So Bhakti becomes a means then. It is required. Okay. It is required at the end, last stage, to leap over, or it is required in the beginning?
Throughout it required.
Throughout is required. तो फिर ड्युअलिटी जाएगा कब? भक्ति में तो ड्युअलिटी है ना.
So the knowledge of Vedanta will help us get
That's
over
the
it.
reason you need knowledge.
Okay, so knowledge will help to transcend duality. Till that path I am in bhakti. Correct? Then Vedanta I need last part. Earlier we thought वेदांत मार्ग में भक्ति लास्ट पार्ट चाहिए, अब भक्ति मार्ग में वेदांत लास्ट पार्ट चाहिए. करेक्ट?
It goes simultaneously.
Simultaneously. Okay.
So only knowledge will make us very arrogant and our ego will rise. Through bhakti we do surrender. So ego reduces through bhakti.
So let us examine even that thought. By itself, knowledge will it make me egoistic? Yes?
No.
Socho.
No.
By itself,
Why?
by itself, the knowledge itself is so pure that how can it make us egoistic? It should make us humble in fact.
I am Brahman.
That
I am infinite.
understand what is Brahma, then it should bring humility.
Correct. So that's the point. By itself also, knowledge will bring actually humility. Vidya dadati vinayam. Even in the 13th chapter in the Gita, what does Bhagavan say? First quality of jnanam is amanitvam. Amanitvam, adambhitvam, ahimsa, kshanti, arjavam, all that he says. So, knowledge, when it's in the true sense of the term, it will bring humility. Because knowledge will make me realize also, as an individual, how limited I am, and what is my true nature is infinite. So, actually, it will bring humility. Anybody who studies Vedanta properly will be very grounded and humble. Additionally, yes, bhakti can be used for surrender, nothing wrong in that. But by itself, it is not that knowledge will necessarily lead to ego. If I use that knowledge to boost my ego, then of course it can. Suppose I say, Arey, I have been studying in Vedanta class for how many years, अभी आप नए बच्चे हो, आप लोग आए हो just now. We are veterans in this. सब पढ़ लिया, किंडल लाइफ से लेके मांडुक्य उपनिषद तक, everything finished. This is second round going on right now. Now one may functionally say it or one may say it with certain level of superiority. Then what has happened? That knowledge has brought a certain ego. Because then one is using that knowledge as something to make one feel that I am different from the rest or I am greater than the rest. But if that knowledge makes me humble, saying that I studied all this and I realized what all I used to think, so many are my false notions, knowledge has helped me to drop all these. I have become much more lighter, quieter, purer, more loving, more compassionate. So one feels. So the knowledge can bring that transformation. So knowledge and bhakti, if you actually see in the path of Vedanta, I will speak specifically of Vedanta because that's the question. I don't want to elaborate on two parts fully. I'll take a fully Vedanta path and then explain. So from where does the path of Vedanta begin?
Who am I? Yeah, inquiry.
From inquiry it begins. Think. What is the first step in the path of Vedanta? Surrender. No.
Inquiry.
Inquiry. No. Before inquiry. Study. Okay. Before that, anything?
Introspection.
Introspection. To some extent, okay, we can say introspection.
It's like a feeling of disgust from whatever is around you. Feel dissatisfied.
Okay, so introspection, feeling of dissatisfaction. Okay, then what happens?
Curiosity and desire comes to questioning yourself.
The desire comes to
On the right path and learn.
to seek the right path, etc. So the first step in Vedanta is when I realize the limitation of the selfish way of living. The daily pursuits of ours, they have a certain importance, no doubt, but in spite of whatever I wanted to achieve, whatever I have achieved, there still remains a certain level of emptiness. And so that level of emptiness, when it is there, though I may have many things, I may have people to love me, I may have a good family, many things I may have, but still there is some incompleteness. So somebody said introspection and all that. So if someone recognizes that there is an emptiness and I want to get out of that state, that is the first step. That what is my present level of existence? There is something greater than that. That is the first step. Now, when that is the first step, the second step comes. So, sakama karma is what we say in Vedanta. Sakama karma is the first step where we are all, suppose we are living at a sakama karma level, doing actions for fulfillment of my desires, my ego. So, I want praise, recognition, appreciation, all that. And Vedanta doesn't condemn any of that. Vedanta doesn't say that don't strive for success, drop all money, leave everything, go away from the house. It doesn't say that. Pursue all that at one level that is required. When one is a child, what does one do? Play with the toys. Can one tell the child, there is no happiness in the toys? Grow up. क्या टेडी बेयर पकड़ के खेल रहे हो? A child is there, the child will play with the teddy bear. At some point, the child will outgrow that, no? Same way in the world we have come. So many people think like that. That's why they don't want to come to study class, they don't want to come to spirituality, regular class. Why? Because they feel that if we go there, then we will have to leave everything. They will tell us live in self-control. Don't enjoy through the senses. Be detached from the people and relationships. All that. So one is scared. One doesn't want to come. Or one comes now and then to the class. 2 classes, then bunk another 2, 3, another 2 classes, bunk few more. Why? Swamiji, everything is in moderation. We should not do excess of anything. Because suddenly if I get mumukshutvam, then what will happen to my family? If I get the desire, I want to know the self, then no. So now and then I go, peep into the class, spend some time, get some tidbits, apply, I'm happy 2 weeks, again I come. So there are wrong notions. So Vedanta doesn't say don't pursue any of that. But it says that is the first step. Pursue, see through it. Then what will happen? At some point one will say, I have seen through all this now. In spite of everything I have done, everything I have achieved, all the family relationships, everything, there is still some incompleteness. That is when one seeks some satsang. Then one gets to understand, acha, what I am seeking is not outside. It is my true nature, it is inside, it is my Ananda Swarup, it is the self, all that. Now, even if I know that information, how will I realize that? So, first step was going through the daily life, introspecting. Second step is coming to understand its limitation, that no matter what I do, I will still remain finite. I keep telling this many times. In the world of rat race, even if you win, you still remain a rat, always afraid of a cat, hiding below a mat. Continuously, that is the feeling. So, that dissatisfaction, that is the second step. Third step is one will seek some satsang. Not everybody seeks satsang out of dissatisfaction. Some people get the opportunity of satsang by divine grace, by some punya karma. In family it is already there, or some friend has taken you or introduced you, or there are so many ways by which one has come across satsang. Then that satsang also helps us to introspect and come to this. So many of us won't even know that we are bound, what we are truly seeking. Until we come to satsang, we don't even realize. We think that, yeah, I am seeking some money, some power, some house, some relationships, all that. But then we come to Vedanta, and first class of Vedanta, what they teach us, that all this we are doing for what? Permanent happiness. Paramananda Prapti is the goal. And Atyantika Dukkha Nivritti. Freedom from sorrows once and for all. That is the goal. So through satsang I come to know. So kitne steps हुए? 3. Regular daily life, introspection and dissatisfaction comes. Then one seeks satsang. Then when one seeks satsang, one gets the knowledge, then one starts understanding, oh, the issue is not the actions, the issue is my attitude. So then the fourth step happens is karma yoga. The issue is not that there is anything wrong with the world. The issue is not that anything wrong with me doing any action or doing any duties. The issue is I am doing it for I, me and mine. So where there is ego, there will be attachments, there will be stress, there will be sorrow. Egolessness is happiness. Greater the ego, greater the sorrow. Lesser the ego, lesser the sorrow. No ego, no sorrow. Have you experienced any time no sorrow state? No? स्वामी जी हम तो मिजरेबल ही हैं full time. Any time no sorrow state have you experienced or not? Exactly. If not in the day also we can, but if not in the day, at least while deep sleep. स्वामी जी my deep sleep is very unique. मुझे sleep में भी चैन नहीं आता है. Maybe in dream that happens, but nature has forced us to go into dreamless sleep, at least for a few moments. Even the most troubled person will have at least some moments of dreamless sleep. Nowadays they call it power nap. Short nap, power nap. So, egoless state is the state of happiness. Then, when I realize that, so I come to the fourth step, which is Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga is to be done where I do my duties, serve the world, do my actions for my family, for the company, whatever I am doing. But I do it for what? Not for I, me, and mine. I do it for a higher purpose. So, dedicated action is the secret of happiness. So, when we start dedicating our actions, initially we may say, I am doing it for the love of my family, I am doing it for my country, I am doing it for this field that I love. But as the satsang goes on, then what will happen? I come to realize that actually yoga, karma yoga, when we say karma yoga, action that unites us is called karma yoga. So what will unite us? One is selflessness when we have, then our body, mind, intellect is aligned, so that unites. But really speaking, that which unites us to Bhagwan is karma yoga. The karma that unites me with the divine is actually called karma yoga. Initially, if I don't believe in God, etc., then one says, okay, do selfless service towards someone you love so that you experience the joy of selflessness. But ultimately, it has to come to this deeper understanding that Paramanand that I am seeking is in my own heart. And that only is manifesting as this whole world. Ishwar only is appearing as the whole world. So, Bhagavan says in the Gita, Tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. Do actions for that Lord and be free from attachments. Mukta sangha samachara. And do all that actions perfectly. Samachara means excellent actions, not चलता है attitude, anyway it is selfless, तो ठीक है ना, क्या फर्क पड़ता है. If it is mine, if it is my party in my house, then people come and they must say that, क्या पार्टी दिया है ना, ऐसा तो कभी देखा ही नहीं. Now for that, every single thing must be spick and span and unique and well curated and this that. But selfless work, हाँ ठीक है, ये सब selfless ही हो रहा है ना, करो करो चलता है, हो जाएगा somehow. No. Samachara, Bhagavan says. Mukta Sangaha Samachara. So when a person understands that action, when it is dedicated to the divine, then it becomes Karma Yoga. Otherwise, people think Karma Yoga means what? Keep doing action. Swamiji, I attend satsangs and many classes and do bhakti and go to temple, but my husband is a Karma Yogi. He really practices. What does he do? He works 18 hours a day. If somebody works 18 hours a day, can you call that person Karma Yogi? That person can be called Karmi. He is doing a lot of action. Karma Yoga means action that is dedicated to the Lord. To some extent, if they are doing selflessly for others, then yes, to that extent Karma Yoga. But in the strictest definition of the term, it is when I do it for Bhagwan. With the bhav that Bhagwan has put me here, I am doing it for the Lord. Ego will become lesser only then. So, these are actually preparations even before we come to Vedanta. So, Karma Yoga requires bhakti or not? Can I do Karma Yoga without bhakti? And what is my understanding of Ishvara then? Is my Ishvara somewhere in some murti only or some form alone, or do I see Ishvara everywhere? Ramana Maharshi said beautifully, Upadesh Sar you must have done. Jagata Ishadhi Yukta Sevanam Ashtamurti Bhrit Deva Pujanam. This whole world is appearance of the divine. So each and every thing and every one here, even Guru Stotram that you just chanted in the beginning, the first shloka says what? Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam. This entire world of moving and non-moving things, it is pervaded by that infinite consciousness, Akhanda. One who showed me that truth, my salutations to that Guru. So Karma Yoga also cannot happen without Bhakti. In fact, many people use the excuse of Karma Yoga to say that I am not Bhakti Margi, or I don't need to believe in God, I believe in action. You may believe in action, but Karma Yoga will purify the mind. Karma by itself will bind us. If I want to be free from the bondage of karma, if I want to experience happiness within, even if I don't want Paramananda right now, how to be free here and now while acting? And that's why Gurudev's definition of moksha is beautiful. Moksha is not freedom from action, moksha is freedom in action. While acting, how can I be free? In such a way that I am not bound by my impulsiveness, by my selfishness. When I know what is right, I can do. When I know what is wrong, I avoid. Today, exactly opposite happens in many situations. I know something is not right, still I can't stop it. Binge watching. Some new series must have come on some OTT channel and then can't stop it. Just has to finish it. I know tomorrow morning's important thing is there, but I have to finish. So knowingly, I do what is wrong. And what is right, I know, but I can't do. That is bondage of karma. I am not a master in my karma. Then karma is controlling me. So how to be free in karma? This is the mindset, attitude. That will this please Bhagavan? Will this help me in my sadhana or not? If this doesn't take me further in my sadhana, if it doesn't help me to serve the Lord, I don't need to do it. So Karma Yoga is a preparation. That itself requires bhakti. Then is Karma Yoga by itself enough? So what will Karma Yoga actually do? If we understand the path of Vedanta, if our nature is infinite consciousness, why are we not realizing it? Vedanta says there are three obstacles. Mala, Vikshepa and Avarana. Mala is 6 impurities. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. What are the meanings of these 6? Kama means desire, selfish desire or lust and passion. Krodha means anger. Lobha, greed. Moha, delusion. Moha actually means delusion. To see something not as it is but to see it opposite. That is delusion. Where there is sand, I see that mirage as water. Delusion. Where there is a snake, I see that as a ulta. Huh? Both can happen. You can see snake as rope also and rope as snake also. But if you see rope as snake, you may be scared. But if you see snake as rope, you will go and lift. More dangerous. So delusion, moha is delusion. Mada is intoxication or pride. People have ego of intoxication of what? My wealth. I am so wealthy. I am so young. I am so handsome. I am so popular. So many. So mada. And last one is matsarya. Matsarya means jealousy. These 6 impurities, actually if you see from Vedanta standpoint, these are all called 6 impurities of the mind. They are called 6 enemies of the mind, 6 vikars of the mind. As far as spiritual student is concerned, should we encourage these 6 or should we reduce these? But in the world what happens? Each of them are hyped up or not. Greed is good. If you are satisfied and contented, then you will not progress. So you must be greedy. Passion is good. Today, to enough and more is happening because of that. You should be liberated. These are all outdated thoughts, self-control, and all that, and just enjoy. So, kama, krodha, anger also gets justified so much. If you don't get angry, Swamiji, people don't take you seriously and they will take you for granted. So, anger is the way to get things done. Each of these 6 impurities gets hyped up. For a Vedantic student, these have to be reduced. So, these 6 which are there, are they actually 6? If you go to think about it deeply, they are only one. And that is the kama, the first one. Kama, if it is fulfilled, it will give rise to lobha, greed, moha, delusion, and mada, intoxication. And kama, selfishness, if it is not fulfilled, then it will give rise to anger and jealousy. So if I handle kama, other 5 can get handled. How to handle kama? Make it nishkam. Kama has to become nishkam. How will kama become nishkam? Nishkam means selfless. That is what karma yoga is. When I do it for the love of anybody, I don't want anything out of it. Then it has become nishkam. I love my child, I do it for my child. I have no other expectation. It's good for the child, I do it with the intention of good for the child. It has become nishkam. That is my duty, and the duty, if I do selflessly, it will bring me joy. But that same duty, when I do it with the attitude of I am serving Bhagwan through the child, then it becomes devotion. And that, along with Nishkam Bhav, Bhakti has also come in there. So, what will happen in this? Mind will become purified. So, this Karma Yoga is the 4th step, that one must practice this Karma Yoga to reduce the impurities. And as Gurudev would say, when these impurities reduce, so the quantity of my thoughts will become lesser. So many thoughts. Today, so many people have this challenge. They say, one common question I get, Swamiji, how to stop overthinking? I overthink at many things. One of the reasons is this. Because there is too much of ego pressure, so I am anxiously imagining so many possibilities. Anchor in doing the duty, have Shraddha dedicated to Bhagavan. One of the things is that. So Karma Yoga is a very important step in evolution in Vedanta. If that Karma Yoga has not happened, Vedanta will not get inside the brain. Then the second, after that, if you see in the Upanishads, the Uttam Adhikari gets the knowledge as soon as the teacher gives it. But if somebody doesn't get it, then the Madhyam Adhikari has to practice some more reflection. So Manan has to be done. Nididhyasana has to be done. Manda Adhikari has to practice certain upasanas. So upasanas will be given. Upasana means what? Training the mind to be single pointed. Because the second obstacle in Vedanta is Vikshepa. The mind is wandering. First obstacle is Mala, impurities. If impurities are there in my mind, I cannot sit for meditation or even japa. Forget meditation. Try doing japa. How many of you do japa regularly? Bas. One suggestion after today, if you feel inspired, please take up japa. Because that is one of the best practices to anchor our mind, to connect us to the Lord, to make the mind single pointed, to help us to experience inner peace and bliss. And a very simple technique, just chant the name of Bhagavan. Withdraw the attention from everything else, chant the name of the Lord. If you like, use a mala to keep the mind focused. If not, chant loudly and then chant mentally. But japa is very important. So upasana is the next step. 5th step is upasana, where I choose one name and one form of Bhagavan. That is called Ishta Devata, MPG. MPG means my personal God. Don't think of MPEG format of files in computer. MPG, my personal God is Ishtadevata. Who is my Ishtadevata? Swamiji, I worship everybody. In my puja room, all gods are there, and there is enough space for many more also. You may have in your puja room as many. If it's a family puja room, etc., no problem. So God is one or God is many?
One.
Pakka. God is one only. God is one, forms are many. You are sure, no? Your sun is one. You may have 10 pictures in your house. One with your son and yourself. One with only the sun. One him playing tennis. One he got some award in the school. So 10 pictures you have, right? Now if I tell you, you remove this picture where he is playing tennis, will you feel bad? No, 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 no. I can't remove that. Why? Because you are seeing other pictures, he is there only, no? But if I say that you remove other forms of God, keep only your Ishtadevata, then no, no, Swamiji, why take a risk? पता नहीं किसको क्या बुरा लग जाएगा. Then let them all be there. But just now you said God is one, forms are many. See, Upasana Siddhant we have to understand. I've said this many times also, but somewhere people still have some fear in the mind. One doesn't remove. I don't even say you remove. I'm just saying you focus on one. Choose that this is my Ishtadevata. No, no, I don't want to offend anybody. Today we are all so scared of offending somebody or the other. In today's age especially, if you open your mouth, somebody will get offended. Suppose you say, I am a man. Khatam baat. Somebody will get offended, some gender person will get offended. So much psyching up of the mind, one can't open the mouth. So like that, we are thinking our Bhagwans also are like that, too sensitive. If you remove Shivji from here and put him there, Shivji will feel offended. No, 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 no. अरे you know people who will create fear psychology also. जब से आपने ये किया है ना, आपके जीवन में इतना क्लेश और कलह आ गया है, इसी वजह से, क्योंकि आपने शिवजी को वहां से उठा के यहाँ रख दिया. शिवजी नीचे कैसे हो सकते हो, तो हमेशा ऊपर होने चाहिए. अरे राम. देन डायरेक्शन ऑल्सो, वो वहां पे देख रहे थे ना, इसीलिए उनको भी यहाँ पे देखना चाहिए. बाप रे बाप, हाउ मच chaos and confusion. Just choose one Ishtadevata, love the Lord, that's all. You tell me one great Mahatma who has not chosen their Ishtadevata. It's not that we don't revere other gods, but Shankaracharya ji's Ishtadevata is who? Vishnu, Sharda, Shankar. So he is avatar of Shivji also. And he himself is a upasak of Shivji. And of course he wrote compositions on so many. Hanumanji's Ishta is who? Mirabai? Did she say or not, Mere to Giridhar Gopal, Dusro na koi? Tukaram ji worshipped whom? Vithala. Janabai worshipped whom? Vithala. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa worshipped whom? They all chose one, right? In their daily sadhana, they chose one. Because the Siddhanta of Upasana is make the mind single pointed, and the bhavana comes when you build a relationship with Bhagwan. It's very intellectual to say that I am worshipping God who is in the form of all this. The mind still needs emotional connect with one form or not. The connect that you have with a form, will that connect come when I see everything alone? Oh, all this is divine, everything is divine, everything is divine, everything is consciousness. Emotion doesn't get anchored so easily. The reason why bhakti is required, whichever path one follows, is we have, like Gurudev used to say, we have three equipment, right? Body, mind and intellect. And he used to joke also many times, check karo, aapke paas sab teen hai kya? Do you have all the three? Nahi, Swamiji, my buddhi is not there. If you don't have buddhi, then you happily do with two yogas. If you have buddhi, then you need All the three, karma, bhakti and jnana. And they all go together actually. None of them are diverse from each other. And none of them are contradicting each other. They can't be without each other actually. So, Upasana is very important. I need one form to connect. Shankaracharya was the greatest Advaitin, one of the greatest Advaitin. He had a form. Did Vivekananda worship a form or not? He worshipped Lord Shiva. Gurudev worshipped Lord Shiva. I'll tell you another example. Totapuri Maharaj, who has been worshipping only the Nirgun Nirakar from his birth, when he initiated Ramakrishna Paramhamsa into Sagun Sakar Bhakti, Nirgun Nirakar Bhakti, Ramakrishna crossed from Sagun Sakar to Nirgun Nirakar in 3 days. Totapuri Maharaj is stunned that how can somebody do this in such a short span of time. But he did it. How? Because his mind has become so single pointed, pure in worship of Mother Kali, from form to the formless, he experienced in 3 days. And then comes the most unique thing. Totapuri Maharaj falls sick. And he tells Ramakrishna that this pain in the body is unbearable. I am not able to keep my mind on the pointers of the self. You initiate me into Sagun Sakar Bhakti. So even a Nirgun Nirakar Upasak finally came to Sagun Sakar. So as a Vedantic student, one should never have any ego about this. In fact, one should understand that I need Ishtadevta for my sadhana. Emotional anchoring will happen properly only with that. It will not happen otherwise. Either you have Ishtadevta Bhakti, or we will come to the next step. In that also there is Bhakti, you will see. So who is my Ishtadevta? And very important is that to find out. If Advaitic masters are having an Ishtadevta, do you see Shankaracharya ji, so many Shankaracharyas who are there, they will all be worshipping. If you see Kanchi Paramacharya, he used to worship Chandra Maulishwara, Bhagwan Shiva. Linga will be there, and in Kanchi he is worships. I am talking about Chandrasekharendra Saraswati, whom we used to call as Periyavar, who lived for more than 100 years. Just 101 years, that much. Very great Mahatma. Everyday worship of Chandra Maulishwara. So Advaitic student, but worshipping daily Bhagwan. Doesn't mean that he is not an Advaitic. One should not feel that, Arey, kahan heights and sublimity of Vedanta I have left and now I have fallen into this Dvaita. And I am doing Linga and worship and Abhisheka and what is all this? Arey, that truth only is appearing as Ishvara. Inside also, outside also. So Upasana is a very powerful method. Upasana, when we do, mind becomes single pointed, Vikshepa reduces, mind becomes anchored, Bhavana arises, feeling. And you know the only way to withdraw the mind away from the worldly things and attachments is bhakti, anchor in devotion. Because devotion will keep us emotionally anchored. Intellectual knowledge, however subtle and sublime it may be, after a point, emotions take over. What happened to Arjun? Did he not know that he has to fight the war in the battlefield? Did he not prepare himself? 12 years he prepared, got so many weapons and all that. But on the day of the battlefield, what happened? Collapsed. Why? Emotions overwhelmed. Gone. That's what will happen. So, we need bhakti. Upasana, when one does, mind becomes single pointed. So, with a pure mind, united mind, one goes to a teacher now. Because when the mind is pure and single pointed, then the desire to know the truth is much more intense. One goes to the teacher. In the Gita, how many classes have finished all the Gita? All the 18 chapters? Anybody here? Any classes finished?
Yeah.
Some of you have finished all the 18 chapters. You studied, right? How many have studied up to at least 4th chapter of the Gita? 4th? 4th, some of you have done. In the 4th chapter it comes or not? How to approach a guru. With what attitude we approach a guru? Tadviddhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Go to the teacher and the first thing given there is what? prostrate, surrender, ask questions, and do the seva. So when one goes to the Guru also, there is Guru Bhakti. And what will that Guru do? If one has already had one Ishtadevata, great. If one has reached the Guru, and then through the knowledge and satsang one comes to know, the Guru is also guiding that person to Ishvara only. If there is a Guru who is wanting only himself or herself, their popularity, and making more disciples to boost one's image, and that person is really not a Guru. Guru's job is to direct the Shishya towards Ishvara and make the Shishya realize that you are infinite consciousness in your true nature. That's the job of the Guru. So Guru Bhakti is there. When one goes to the teacher also Bhakti is there. So Karma Yoga Bhakti is there. Yes or no?
Yes.
Without Bhakti, Karma Yoga is not possible. Upasana Bhakti is there. Ishtadevata Upasana Bhakti is there. When one goes to the Guru, straight away you may not have Bhakti for the Guru, but you stay, you associate, you learn, you admire, then slowly the Bhakti arises. And that Guru Bhakti will finally lead to Ishwar Bhakti only. So with the Guru also there is Bhakti. Then you stay and cultivate fourfold qualifications. In Vedanta, what are the fourfold qualifications? मुझे सीक्वेंस में बताओ. पहला क्या है? विवेक. Then वैराग्य, षटक संपत्ति, मुमुक्षुत्व. अब षटक संपत्ति को ऑर्डर में बताओ. क्षमा, दम, उपरम, तितिक्षा, श्रद्धा, samadha. Very good. In this, Shraddha comes. So what is the definition of Shraddha there? Guru Vedanta Vakyadeshu Vishwasaha Shraddha. Faith in the Guru as well as the scripture. So Ishwar Bhakti we saw, Guru Bhakti we saw, now comes Shastra Bhakti. I have devotion to my scripture. That if my scripture is saying this, then it is true, and I will put my best efforts to understand it, learn it, apply it. Especially the science of Vedanta. So, Bhakti comes there also. If Shastra Bhakti is not there, if I don't have reverence for that scripture, I will not be able to live it. I will feel, okay, theek hai, something is written there, is fine, doesn't matter. But if I have Shastra Bhakti, then I will live it. I will try to absorb it. If I don't understand it, I will try to find out commentaries of people, ask questions to the learned people, etc. and get to understand. So Shastra Bhakti also is there in Vedanta. Then, fourfold qualifications, and this third one has 6, so totally 9, right? If you study Vivek Chudamani, in that Shankaracharya has added one more. Specifically, where he says moksha karana samagryam bhakti reva gariyasi. In the qualifications required for moksha, apart from these 4, bhakti is the supreme. So again, he also added bhakti there. In fourfold qualifications also there is bhakti required. Then one listens to the teacher. How will one listen to the teacher? Shravanam. One has to. So one asks the question, when you go to the teacher, then Brahma Jignasa is the next step. Kitne step ho gaye batao? First step is my daily living, regular daily life. Second step, introspection, and there is some incompleteness, dissatisfaction. Third step, I go seeking some satsang. Fourth step, karma yoga. Fifth step, upasana. Sixth step, find a teacher, guru upasati. Seventh step, cultivate fourfold qualifications. Eighth step, ask the right questions to the teacher. Brahma Jignasa it is called. Ask, why has one gone to the teacher? Because I want to know who am I, what is my true nature, or whatever may be the Jignasa. Who is God? Many times people go for other reasons also. A lot of them will go for material benefits also. It's okay, the journey will start. One finds a guru. Somebody says, please bless me, I get this promotion, that job, this house, that lottery, whatever, some people keep asking. But actually one goes to the teacher for what? To get Brahma Vidya. Gurudev used to give a nice example. Some of you may have heard it also. He used to say that if you go to a lawyer, will you tell him that, last night I had loose motions and, 6 times I went, please give me some solution. What will the lawyer say? File a petition. Beyond that, what can the lawyer say? Will you go to a doctor and say that this is my legal problem and this person has put a case on me and now please help me? No. So we give that much respect to the doctor, to the lawyer, but when we go to a spiritual teacher, except spirituality, everything else we are asking. So when one goes to the teacher, then what should one ask actually? Ask for Brahma Jignasa, ask for what is Brahman, ask for spiritual doubts, all that. So there also there is the desire to know the higher. Then one sits and listens carefully. So the Jnana Sadhana is 3. अब इतने सारे जो steps थे, those were all the preparations. The main Jnana Sadhana in Vedanta starts now. From the time one approaches the Guru, from there, all the rest is the preparation happening. So when we say from where does Vedanta Sadhana begin? From where does it begin?
When they make the
As you're born, okay, like
Not from the time you are born, Baba.
it's like when you start developing
From the time one starts thinking,
developing intellectually and living day to day.
the first step that we discuss now, there. The moment I start introspecting, I see that there is some incompleteness, some dissatisfaction, I want to get out of it. From there it starts. Formally, yes, we say that seek the teacher and then gain the knowledge. From there it may begin, but otherwise Jnana Sadhana is from all these steps. Then when we go to the teacher, ask for the knowledge of the self, the teacher talks about the self or one reads in the book, one does some discussion. So Shravan, Manan and Nididhyasana. How does one do Shravanam? With full single pointedness. In Ram Gita, Bhagavan Ram tells Tulsi Lakshman ji, Sunahu tat man mati chitlai. Listen carefully, bringing your mind, means emotions, mati, buddhi, and chit, memory. Mind, intellect, memory, put in one place and you listen carefully. Because these 3 only distract us, no? Some emotional thing will come. So even if I'm sitting here, I'm worried, why did my son talk like this today morning? Some emotional stuff. Some memory, some enjoyment, or some desire I have to fulfill, some work I have to complete intellectually, so I'm thinking about the future. So any of these only will distract. When one listens, if I have bhavana, I will listen with single pointedness. If I love cricket, will I watch cricket with focus or not? Will somebody have to tell me, Arey, baitho, theek se baitho, withdraw the mind from everything, focus, don't look at anything else, just look at the TV. किसी को बोलना पड़ेगा ऐसा कुछ नहीं. Why? I love it. Even if you call me, I don't remember my name. Why? So absorbed in the cricket. Same way, if I have prepared all this, when I listen, I will sit with Bhakti Bhav to listen. Guru Bhakti, Ishwar Bhakti, Shastra Bhakti. If that Bhakti is not there, I am simply listening, some information is falling on my ears. Nothing will happen. In fact, Ulta may also happen. Because sometimes Vedanta lecture can be very deep, subtle, serious. So after some time, teacher has to say, wake up to the truth. Okay. That's why in Vedanta lecture it keeps coming, wake up, because people get to sleep. Uttishthata, Jagrata. So once in a talk, at least the Vedantic teacher will say, wake up. Oh, okay. I am not joking. This is their parampara from Vedic times. People have been sleeping. Because Brahmaji gave Nidra Devi the boon that you will reside in Satsang. So in Satsang, people go and sleep. Even you see Kenopanishad, it is there. After the whole Upanishad is over, one student gets up and says, when will you tell the Upanishad? Maybe after the end of this class, somebody will say, Swamiji, Bhakti kab aayi Vedanta mein? Samajh mein nahi aaya. So, listening requires Bhakti. We think Bhakti is only in the ritual. No, no. Listen with Bhakti. What is the teacher saying? With Bhav. And I am here to know the truth. Interested. Jignasa is there. Bhavana towards Ishvara, towards Shastra, towards the Guru. Then one will listen with full alertness. Absorb. So Shravanam requires Bhakti. Manan and Nididhyasana also requires Bhakti. Why? Because if I don't have Bhakti doing Mananam, I will only be interested in proving my opinion is right. I am not interested in the truth. There are different types of people. One type of person is called Mr. Right. Mr. Right means whatever I say only is right. Whether logic is there or not doesn't matter. I am right. Another person is Mr. Opponent. Whatever you say, he will oppose. He doesn't know the truth. But he will oppose. What you are saying is wrong. So Mr. Right, Mr. Opponent, Mr. Wise. This man wants to only show how much he knows. Exhibit his pandityam and his scholarliness and this quote from this text and that text and this and that. Whether you are arriving at the truth or you are confusing people, it doesn't matter. All types of people you may find in the study group. Now don't go back to the study group and say you are this, you are that, you are that. You are Mr. Wise, Swamiji in my class. Right now also somebody must be thinking, yeah, this person is Mr. Wise, that person is Mr. Opponent, this person is Mr. Wrong. Fourth type of person is the sadhak, who is Mr. Open, who is open-minded to know the truth, who is ready to ask questions, who is ready to listen to others, and is not interested in I, me, or mine, and my opinion and your opinion. He is interested in the truth. So Mananam requires. So how will that interest in the truth come? When I have that love for the self, then that will come. If I love myself more, if I love my opinions more, if I love somebody I want to please more, I can't know the self. My Mananam will be very biased. So many of these talk shows you see now, they have a certain vested interest. Then in that interest only they have to push. And if you and I don't know which is the vested interest and what are they trying to push, sometimes we may get easily carried away also. So, Mananam also requires Bhakti. Bhakti will keep us on track. I am interested in the truth. I am not interested in any other opinion. Even if somebody I dislike tells me something which is truthful, I should accept that. Because that is the truth. You know, Shankaracharya wrote that very powerfully. He wrote in his in Bhashya. He said that if I tell you that fire is cold, you should have the courage to say, no, you are wrong. Don't believe just because I say anything. You should think for yourself. And that Gurudev always used to say that only. In fact, he used to stroke his beard, long beard. He would say, longer the beard, greater should be your suspicion. Don't, accept just because I am saying. So one needs that clarity. So Mananam requires that Bhakti. Nididhyasan definitely requires Bhakti because single pointed contemplation. I am this body. No, I am not this body. I am consciousness. That is the nature of Bhakti actually. If you see in Narad Bhakti Sutra. Have you done Narad Bhakti Sutra? Any group here? Some few people. If you want, whichever groups you belong to, if you have not done, whenever you can, please do Narad Bhakti Sutra. There it will become very clear. This question only will not arise of Bhakti and Vedanta. Why? Because the definition there right in the beginning is Satu Parama Prema Rupa Amrita Swarupacha. That the nature of Bhakti is Amrita Swarup. It will lead you to, it is immortal. Why? Because the definition of Bhakti is intense desire to know the self is Bhakti and love for the self is Bhakti. Because that Ishvara is not other than the self. that same consciousness in me, the Atma in me, is manifesting out there in a particular form, so that right now I'm not realizing in the heart, I will realize through the form outside, and then slowly that form will help me to turn within. Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine. Ishvara, Guru and Atma, they are only different in appearance, but they all are one. Yomavat Vyapta Dehaya. So they are one, there is no difference in them. And hence, when one does Nididhyasan, what I am doing, I am detaching from who I am not, attaching to who I am. The intensity of that Nididhyasan is actually bhakti. When the mind has withdrawn from everything I am not, intense love for the self is bhakti. And in Narad Bhakti Sutra only it comes, where Naradji says that Yam labdva anandi bhavati, stabdho bhavati, matto bhavati. One doesn't need anything more after that. It's beautiful. The highest state of bhakti and Advait Vedanta is the same. That is called para bhakti. So through Nididhyasan, one will come to Samadhi and one will come to abide in that highest state. That highest state is bhakti. So the thought process that bhakti is duality is only as far as it is a means to purify the mind. But bhakti is the goal itself. Why? Because you know the meaning of the word bhakti. Bhakti means bhanj, to break. One meaning is that. There are different meanings. Bhajanam bhakti, to sing the glory of the Lord is bhakti. Bhaj sevayam, to serve the Lord is bhakti. Bhanj amardane is bhakti. To break is bhakti. Break what? Janmashtami went. Krishna used to break pots. So don't think to break pots is bhakti. Break the ego. To drop the false identification. That is bhakti. If I am doing bhakti of Bhagwan but my ego is not breaking, then I am not really doing bhakti. So that is highest state also is bhakti. Para bhakti is realization of the truth. So now you see from the first step to the last step, bhakti is there at every step or not. Without bhakti, none of these steps will be proper. So they are actually integrated. Without bhakti, Vedant cannot be realized. And without Vedant, bhakti will not reach its culmination. In the path of bhakti, I may need to know, like some of you said, I have to know about the Lord. Who is this Lord? What is his form? What is his name? What is his Lida? Which is his dham? So 8 things I have to know. Nama, Rupa, Guna, Kriya, Lila, Sambandh, Dham and Swarup. 7 of them are related to his form. 8th one is related to his Swarup. In essential nature, Bhagwan is consciousness. And that is me. One with that is me. So, whichever path you take, in this Vedanta will come at the end when Swarup Lakshan, one will come to realize that I and God are essentially one. So, we conclude this with this incident of Hanumanji, when Bhagwan Ram asked Hanumanji, what is your relationship with me? So, what did Hanumanji say? Deha buddhya dasosmi. From the body standpoint, I am the servant, you are my master. So that is Dvaita Bhav. I am serving you. You are the master, I am the servant. So with full humility I serve. Jiva buddhya tvat amshaha. If I look at myself as a jiva which is taking many bodies, then I am a part and you are the whole. So the qualities of the whole are in the part. This is called Vishishta Advaita. Part and the whole. And then Atma Buddhya Tvamevaham. From the standpoint of the self, I and you are one. There is no Ram, there is no Hanuman, there is only one Brahman, infinite consciousness. That is the truth. That is called Advaita. Daily you experience this also. How? Even after this satsang, you may go, you have some snack, you see. Suppose you go from here to CCI club. I'm just giving example, okay? Many have plans to go, I know. Coffee and sandwich in CCI club. So first level is Dvaita. Food is there, You are there. Food is separate from you. Dvaita level. Then you take the bite of sandwich, you drink the coffee. Now food is a part of you. You are the whole and food is part of you. Then it has got digested. Now Advait ho gaya. No difference. So like that, bhakti is integrated in Vedanta.